My little 81 Silver Spirit. We went to Sydney the other week and it was 36 degrees Celsius, so it was quite hot when we got there. It's a 3-hour drive from here over the mountains. Everything went well until we turned off the highway and hit our first set of traffic lights and the engine stalled, and that was a bit of a bastard because I had to tow it, you know, like keep my foot on the throttle to keep it going and throw it into neutral and everything to finally get somewhere. Anyway, long story short, we had vapor lock, and the reason would be that this Viscous fan here, the fan clutch, you know, wasn't doing it, she was just freewheeling, so the engine was gets pretty hot under the bonnet on a hot day, and it was vaporizing the fuel. And I have a new fan clutch there, and I've taken the bolt out of the fan here. It's what are we? I think it's a 15 mil socket. Did the trick, and I pulled the bolt out, and now I've got to pinch over the bearing and pinch it out, and I'll take the fan off with the coupling. Here we go. Well, I got my dolly and the mesh hammer, gave it a tap and knocked it off. This little piece here goes on the front side with the bolt going through it. And it lines up with this, it's a little slot to lock it on. What I did earlier, I was going to undo the bolts, 4 bolts here, to take the whole assembly off, but you don't need to, so I'll just put 2 bolts back in. Now I'll undo these bolts here off the fan and put the other clutch on. These nuts here are 11 mil. The fan coupling's on there. I don't know what the torque settings are for the bolts. I think you just do tight. I put a little bit of oil on the shaft there just to make it easy to slide on, and I'm going to knock it back on and put the bolt back in. Well, that's done, no big deal. And I can tell you it's a lot tighter than the old one, so I'd say the old one was buggered. Next thing we're going to do is have a look at the electric cooling fan. Well, the wiring diagrams are pretty non-explanatory for the compressor and the cooling fan down there. Mainly it's all concerned about the under the dash with all the controls for the air conditioning. But what I have learnt is that this on top of the thermostat housing here is the switch for the cooling fan. This switch only comes in at 44 degrees Celsius. So what we're going to do, because we want the cooling fan to run straight away when the air conditioner is running. This is Australia, it gets pretty bloody hot here. So on the clutch over here I've got the blue wire which has got power on it, and the brown wire, well, brown and white wire here has power on it. So what I'm going to do is splice into this side of the cooling fan and put the active from there just around to here, and so when the air conditioner runs, the cooling fan runs straight away. Let's see what happens. Another thing you could do, if you're really keen, you could put a switch on the dashboard pick up a supply from a fuse and run it to the cooling fan here. But I'm not going to do that, I'm just going straight off the compressor. As you can see, I've put these little latchet things and just run a white wire from the clutch around to the cooling fan wires and put it in the switch wire, and I'll fix that bit that I just pulled out, and I'm going to leave it off the thermostat here because it's going to start every time we run the air conditioner. And that's it for today.